welcome back. Yeah. Have you missed us?
It's good to be
back,
back,
Have you missed
man.
us?
It's good to be back, it is, lad. Feels like normality starting again. Starting to do things again.
As I look into your eyes and you're
It's fucking horrible, isn't it, lad?
Rich.
What do you mean?
What's horrible?
Just fucking everything. This past fucking 7 or 8 weeks.
I know.
Fucking absolute shit.
No, we're positive. We're going to be positive. We've read books, done our gardens. My lawn still looks shit. My sunflowers look boss. But it's been a good time.
It's been emotional.
It has been emotional. And now we're back.
It's great because you got to spend time with the family and the kids, like you say, and you'd appreciate it a bit more now, don't you?
I wonder. I know you've slowed down a little bit, but I wonder if people will start to slow down. I know I think
that,
just it's not
all about the money.
It's not all about work. It's not all about money. It's like time. We've seen this. We said this the other day, didn't we? You can lose £100,000, or you said this. You could lose £100,000, and you probably, if you wanted to, and you worked hard enough,
you'll get it back.
But what you can't get back
is time.
So spend time wisely, and that's that. We will finish on that very wise, knowledgeable note
from Barry.
All good? Ready to go? Turn my voice up a little bit. Oh, got that. Everyone watching. The whole family.
Are you ready to go? Barry built a beer in the house that I built, in the booth that I built.
I know people tune in every Sunday to listen, but even when business is good, we still manage to do the podcast. NPK.
And we're back. Oh, fucking hell, this chair feels comfy.
Does it?
I've missed this.
All you've done is moan about your shoulder.
It's bad, mate.
We'll get into your shoulder. This has been the longest break we've ever had since 2014 when we started the podcast.
I've never been off work for so long.
It's been just mental. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
This is Stephen. You may have forgotten me.
I bet you have.
Yeah. We've been missing for 10 weeks. I've had a lot of messages off everyone now asking when we're going to be back. And the answer is now.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've missed it. I have missed sitting here with you, my buddy, and doing this podcast. I am revved up. We have got our episodes planned and we are good to go. But there's going to be some changes. Me and Barry, we are 2 meters apart. It can come with some complications. We have to have our staff away from us. We've got one member of staff instead of 4 members of staff to do this podcast. So for the first, what do you think, Barry? 4 to 6 weeks, we're not going to be live. We are talking to you. So hello, everyone watching on YouTube. They will be going out on a Thursday at 4 o'clock, and we'll be commenting and talking to you all. But we won't be actually here. It's not live. It's pre-recorded for the first time.
So don't ask anything because you won't get the answer.
Yeah, everyone thinks that we're
ignoring. What we're going to try and do is Stephen's going to try when it goes out live is be online.
Yeah,
so if there is anything.
Comment all your answers to the questions.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to get through, so let's not waffle. Let's get straight into it. Let's have the intro. Put the intro here, and let's go.
Yeah, man. First up, SANlight.
Barry, we need an intro. Remember that space of silence that we have?
Fuck the intro. Let's just crack on.
We need the intro. Let's give ourselves 3 seconds.
If you'd hear me sneezing and coughing, I'm rubbing my eyes and my nose because I've got bad hay fever.
Do you reckon we can do this podcast without saying the C word?
Corona.
Yeah, that word.
Corona.
Let's give them the 3 second silence. Let's actually do the intro. Go. There you go. There we're back. We're back.
We're back.
It is podcast 209, and it's the Welcome Back podcast.
It's a shame we would have been on like 220.
225.
Right,
so we'd have been well into it, wouldn't it?
Fucking bastard COVID. Fucking swat.
I just don't even know where to start. Like, a lot of
Shit,
shit
innit?
has gone on in the last 10 weeks. It's
Shit.
been heavy.
Shit, man.
But I am not going to talk about. Everyone knows about the negatives of coronavirus and the impact it's had on their lives, and it's a shit thing. But we're going to talk about the positives.
Positives first up is we have got an amazing NHS.
Yes, we have.
We have, man.
Thank God that this has, in a way, happened, because how can our government now get rid of the NHS? They can't. They can't privatise it. They can't. They've got to put wages up. They've got to look after them.
Yeah.
They are. And they are the frontline key workers. And it's funny because all the people that we may have thought were important. And the people that often get overlooked turned out to be the most important people that we need. So, round of applause. We did this every Thursday at 8 o'clock. Well done to all the frontline key workers and everyone that's kept the country going. Take me out off to you all. Well done. What I've loved about it is family time. I've spent a lot of time. People who know me know that I work a lot. I'm in work, and then after hours in work, doing the podcast, all kinds, don't spend a huge amount of time with the family, and specifically my little lad. So the 10 weeks has been an absolute blessing for me because I spent every day with him, and it's been phenomenal. And I will remember it for the rest of my life, because touch wood, we'll never get this again, and we'll never have the opportunity to have 10 weeks together again. But I've really enjoyed it, and it's been amazing. I've also done some online courses, search engine optimization. What else? Copywriting. Good courses. Udemy. Boss. I've read some books. I've been in the park. I've been battered. I've watched Marvel films 50 times each. I know the ins and outs. I probably know every actor's lines. It's had its downsides, I'll have to admit, but I'm looking for the positives. How's it been for you? Oh, I'm going to tell everyone how it's been for you. Barry, in the first 2 weeks, was like a fly on shit.
3 weeks it was.
First 3 weeks, was it? We'll push it to 3 weeks then. Like a fly on shit. He was out cycling every day. He was like fucking Lance Armstrong out there.
You couldn't keep up with me, though.
No, I couldn't. Listen, my cycling fitness is fucked. Have you seen the size of your thighs? You're powered away. But his house, we always go on about Barry builds. So Barry built and finished the house in 3 weeks. I told him to take his time. He's like, no, it's only going to last 3 weeks. I need to get it all done now. Nailed it in 3 weeks. And for the last 7 weeks was bored off his tits and had nothing to do.
There was nowhere opening nothing.
Oh, and I've got a picture that if you ever see me, I won't ever put it out there, but if you ever see me, ask to see the picture of Barry on the first day B&Q opened. It's a special picture. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life.
That was bad. It was. The first 3 weeks wasn't that bad, because, and I suppose it was the same for everyone who did come out of work for that long. The first 3 weeks wasn't that bad, because you had stuff to do. Everyone went, done the gardens.
It was a bit different, wasn't it?
Spring clean the house and sat down for breakfast every morning with the loved ones and the family and all that. And then after that 3 weeks, mate, it went right out of the window, and everyone was just
didn't it?
Fucking hell, it was bad.
And you know what? I didn't realise the first 3 weeks was glorious weather, and we all just took it for granted.
Imagine, and I say it to everyone, they go, oh yeah, it's been fucking shit, hasn't it? And I go, imagine if it was pissing down, no lad. No. Imagine if it was pissing down the way it normally does. No one could have done the gardens. Everyone would have just been stuck in. At least if you're fortunate to have gardens, then the kids are outside in the gardens, you're outside, you fresh air, and you come in and out.
People are allowed to go to the parks for an hour a day and have a walk. But it did rain, didn't it, for about a week, and it was shit in the house every day.
We did have like good
kids.
we had some good weather though.
Yeah, and it's so. How's it been for all of you? Everyone listening, what have you been up to?
I hope you've all been safe.
Yeah,
social distance.
That's the new thing, isn't it? That's the new. I used to.
It's changed the world forever, though. Forever.
It'll never ever be the same again. Like,
did you find yourself though? In the supermarkets, like, I know they've been open, but do you find yourself going past people in the supermarket going,
yeah, holding my breath
when you get past them? I watch stuff. I'm like, I look at people when I'm out. I like see what people are doing in that body language, and that I'm good at it. And like I was watching people in the supermarket like go And I was thinking, fucking hell, that's how bad it's got.
I know.
Know what
The
I mean?
whole world has been on lockdown. So all of our listeners around the world, there's like, we're talking to you all.
Right.
It's been strange times. But how many people out there as well have built pallet chairs? Hey. Pallet chairs.
I think they've had to, like, because you couldn't get no fucking rattan furniture anyway.
Furniture, could you? I've built pallet chairs. Well, no. I sourced, sanded, and cut the chairs. And listen to that. You can hear that clearly, can't you? Yeah. The frontliners.
That's how good our microphones are.
I know. But yeah, crazy times. We're not going to go on about it too much.
We are.
As much as... we are. Yeah, because
there's
there's nothing else to talk about.
There's nothing new in the industry. The industry's literally just starting back up, and there's not really a great deal to talk about, is there?
No. There's something that we should touch on, and I've got no opinion on it anymore because there's no right and there's no wrong, and I am not having an opinion, but I'm going to just say what people are thinking. And in the industry, a lot of people closed down. We closed our shop. And then a lot of the wholesalers were going to close down. But then some shops had to stay open because some shops are owned by the owner and his wife, the owner and his lad. Do you know what I mean? Proper family run businesses. And they had to stay open because they had no other options. So then a wholesaler had to stay open to support them. Right. Then another shop would stay open because that shop was open and the wholesalers were staying open. So I may as well just do this for a week. And it's been crazy. I'll be honest, when I first heard of shops being open in the midst of when this was bad, when 800 people were dying a day.
Some people have got to do what I said. Some people have got to do what you've got to do. If you've got to survive, you've got to survive. Mm. We were fortunate enough we can shut the shop and walk away because my health matters more than anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I say
shut the shop and just let everyone else do what they're doing, as long as our team's all right. That's all that matters.
Elderly dads.
Yeah. We've both got kids and families.
Kids, elderly
and that's
dads.
more important than anything. And I'm not saying if you haven't got that, it's not. But you've got to do what you've got to do.
And that's why you won't need any opinions from us. I'll be honest, I started off thinking, can't believe shops are open. That's disgusting. You want to shut down? Look at what we're going through. But you never know what other people are going through. You never know if they'd have shut for 2 weeks. Could they have fed the family? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Or would they have gone under because they can't pay the bills?
Yeah,
and they're not entitled to all these grants and furloughs and stuff like that.
So for everyone that's... And I'll say...
And I hold my hand up to them for taking that bit of a risk to stay open and putting themselves on the front line, sort of.
I take my hats off to the ones that... And I won't name them. They know they are. But the ones that have opened and sort of made the sacrifice of not seeing the families and just isolating themselves, keeping the shop running because they had to. And I also take me out to the wholesalers as well. I've kept a close eye on everyone and what everyone's doing, and every single wholesaler that was open and was trading for the online shops, they did perfectly. They did 2 meter spacings. They looked after the staff. I haven't had any staff or anyone complaining about the way they've been treated, and if the wholesalers had all decided to close, a lot of people could have gone out of business. So as a whole, I take my hat off to the wholesalers. They've done a great job. I take my hat off to the shops that have managed to truck on and get through it, and the shops that have closed and done what they needed to do. I think everyone's just looked out for what is in their best interest and done it for them. So there's no opinions from me. Everyone's just had to do what they've had to do, and it is what it is. And I think everyone has come together well and done it. Now, the big problem is with stock for everywhere is just a nightmare. And this isn't like, people might go, you can't talk about like industry stuff and like there's no stock. Everybody knows there's no stock because online orders for random bits have gone up through the roof, and people are getting in touch with me. I'm saying, listen, there's 10 days to wait for that. And they go, I know, you're the 6th shop I've used. And they've all said the same thing, but I'll just stick with you because you've emailed me and let me know and you said you're going to get it. Everyone's out of stock. And it is what it is. We're just going to all battle through and get through to it. Now, talking about stock, we couldn't do the Welcome Back podcast without the Welcome Back partners. And this, in a sense, is a whole new chapter, a whole new season of podcasts. And it comes with a whole new set of sponsors, partners, I should say. Don't like the word sponsors. and I'm going to have this drink of water, and we will talk about them.
I'm ready to sneeze. My hay fever is killing me.
I know. Barry
Honest to
Bubbles has
God.
taken on a whole new meaning. It's not
Honestly.
spar anymore. It's bubbling from all orifices.
Spar. Don't talk about the spar.
So, who are the new partners? Have we reset completely? Are they all new? Who are our new partners? Who are we going to be talking about for the next 52 episodes, the next year ahead? Who are we celebrating?
You tell me.
You tell me. Who are you going to go with first? Should we go with
I'm going with old first.
old?
Yeah.
So we've kept some of our partners.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
So I think they deserve to mention first.
Let's hear them.
The new ones should be grateful at the bit.
yeah, they should, yeah.
So, first up, at the minute, in this climate, with this heat, who am I going to talk about?
You've got to be talking about LEDs.
I've got to be talking about SANlight LEDs.
SANlight LEDs.
I have. They are absolutely ironing it out at the minute, them.
Oh, and you know what?
There's that much... The heat that we've had, and the people who are on LEDs are just kicking back on the couch.
Oh, they're
now,
laughing
their heads off.
Laughing. If just keep an eye on comments for the LED growers, because they're a bunch of smug bastards. Because I'm like, I put a post out before. It was humid, it was hot, it was horrible. Me and Brian, we were outside. I took a little picture, and I was like, watch out for this humidity, because 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's cold, 1 minute it's raining, then it's thunderstorms. You just know what the fuck's happening at the moment. And of course, the LED grower pops up. I'm laughing. LEDs, got 10 of them, and I'm smashing its head in. Great, thumbs up. So they're just a bunch of smug bastards now. Now you're either in the smug bastard camp, or you're
The
in
struggling camp.
the struggling camp, yeah, with lights off of 28 degrees Celsius, killing it. But yes, we have got SANlight LEDs for the second year running,
With
and I'm over the moon.
Yeah,
very happy, because you know it would be
Q3.
good. You know it would be good if I don't ever want the partners to leave, but in a way, you know, if they did leave, I'd love to be able to turn around and go, well, SANlight are no longer a partner, but they're still, in my opinion, one of the best LEDs out there. And just to be able to say that, and just even though they're not a partner anymore,
but don't
they
leave.
Still would be. Don't leave.
Don't worry about putting that in the head.
Because we want the best LEDs to be on our partner list. So next up, CANNA.
Yeah.
Once again, second year running, CANNA are back with us, and we're going to take a little bit of a change with all the partners this year. We gave them shout outs last year, and we got into different podcasts and different subjects. What we're going to try and do is just one feature each week. We're going to do a feature a week for each of the partners and just celebrate what good companies do. And if you don't use them, maybe consider start using it. And if you do use it, then be safe in the knowledge that you know how good it is. Yeah. So with SANlights, they've got the Generation 2. They've got every LED you need for any size grow room, any plant, and the Q6W now comes with dimmers, and the Q5s do come with dimmers. Or you buy them separately.
All come with dimmers now?
Even the Q3s, you can dim them down.
I'm sure the Gen 2
they all come with dimmers.
is all dimmable.
Just dimmable. That's
No,
a great
it's the
feature.
Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, but I'm sure it is.
They must do, actually, because they've all got the socket for it, haven't they?
Yeah,
And people say, well, LED gives off no
You can
heat.
daisy chain up to 9 lights. Every one of them takes an LED. It has a sunrise, sunset feature. And I think it dims, like,
I think as well.
in the percentages, I'm not too sure, but it dims 4 times. So it could be 25, 50, 75, 100.
If you're a commercial, if you are in commercial agriculture and you listen to the podcast, there's also ways of daisy chaining more, but you've got to basically get in touch with them and get different power packs. And I believe you can actually daisy chain even more. You know, if you're using 200, 300 lights in a warehouse or in a
maybe it
facility,
comes off like a 3-phase.
That's exactly
sort of thing.
Yeah. And you can daisy chain more. So yeah, they're doing really well. Gen 2 are out now and absolutely killing it. Well done, SANlight.
Yeah.
CANNA, there's going to be, so CANNA at the moment are doing a big promotion of their CANNA Zine.
Yeah.
So they look at what CANNA tend to do is look at areas of growing and how they can promote a product, but for the benefits of the end user. At the moment, they're promoting CANNA Zine because it breaks down dead roots. reduces pathogens in your substrate and just gives the whole root system a much cleaner environment to grow in. So if you don't use an enzyme product, maybe try and use some CANNA and see the difference that it makes to plant health. And we'll be talking more about CANNA products in the coming weeks.
CANNA's been struggling with this whole thing. They can't actually get the CANNA 5-litre bottles, can they? Aren't they struggling a little bit?
I don't know if it's... When I've read somewhere, I don't think they're struggling. I think what they've made the decision is we can get these bottles, but they're needed for... Because it's the CANNA bottles, I believe, are food-grade plastic. They've put sanitizer in them or something. So they've said, listen, you take the food-grade plastic. We're happy to have this good plastic for the next few months, and you put the food-grade plastic.
I think they've only changed the CANNA Boost bottle, though, haven't they? It's only the actual CANNA Boost 5 litre. Yeah. So if you see one and it looks slightly different,
that's
the bottle,
on purpose.
It is a legit product, and a lot of the shops will be having it. It does look slightly different.
Good. Well done for remembering that. Who else? What other partners have we got?
In this climate again, we've got my man Erwin.
Erwin with can filters.
We have
the Isomaxes, the Qmaxes.
The leading number one.
Yes.
In the world.
In the world. And in this environment, you need to move some substantial amount of air. And Can is the man for you, or the woman.
The Qmax, Isomax, Cam Fan.
Can you still remember all the facts from the satellite? How good's your memory? Remember, you know, the satellite?
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what it was, but remember we had that on the desk, and it's the new product out, and you knew every feature of it before lockdown.
It'll come back to me.
But they've got that as well. So we're going to have to start revisiting all this stuff that we've forgotten about, and all these features.
We're going to do a bit more.
We're going to spruce up.
But we haven't had time because we haven't been here. But
no.
Everything is going to sort of change a little bit.
Yeah.
And me and Stephen will one day be reunited in the middle of the table.
Yes. Within a 2 metre distance.
It's not going to hay fever, lad. It's because, honestly, look, the back of my throat is just tickling like fuck.
I do that. Scratch the back of my throat with my tongue. It's colour. Don't do that. It's silent. It's a silent one. So, we've got CANNA. We've got SANlight. We've got can filters.
Yeah.
Who else?
AutoPot
watering systems.
The world's number one again, gravity-fed system.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Privilege. Thank you very much for being a partner for the second year running.
Good choice.
We must be doing something right.
Yeah, we are.
It's getting to a bit of a trend. This we're retaining some of our partners. Thank you very much. AutoPot. There was no hesitation. He's an absolute legend, Jason. I love the ball.
It feels terrible that we have sponsors and we haven't been able to do nothing for them lately. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we're on 4 there, aren't we, with AutoPot? And I think after AutoPot, we're on to our new partners then, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're on to our new partners. So before we get on to the new partners and do our announcements, for all partners, it has been a little bit poo, because we genuinely enjoy doing these podcasts, genuinely enjoy interacting with the people who watch every week, and it has been shit not being able to get involved. And some people might be thinking, well, how come you haven't been able to do podcasts? Because there has been a way we could have carried on doing podcasts, but we've set a standard for our podcast, certain level of audio, certain level of video quality, and I just didn't want to ruin it. We could have easily done 10 episodes. Do you know what I mean? There was plenty of time, and we could have very easily done it, but I just didn't want to ruin the quality of everything. The other thing is staying 2 meters away. Traveling to work to come here to do the podcast was hard or difficult. We weren't allowed to. Staying 2 meters apart is difficult. Keep getting staff to come in, and it's a hard thing to do. I don't think people know what goes into making each podcast. So it's been poo, but I hope everybody understands why we waited so long, and we are back with a bang.
Introduce the new ones then.
Drum roll, please.
Who was it?
I don't know who to say first.
Any.
I'm going to go with BudBox tents.
Yes.
The best tents on the market. And you know that we're telling the truth, because we talked about BudBox loads in previous podcasts. And there's going to be a lot of podcasts. So BudBox, I know we're going to be listening to every episode. I work very closely with BudBox. That, to be honest, I will what's the word when you tell all information, you're very upfront. I'm very good friends with Jonathan and Sai and the whole BudBox team. They've done a lot for us over the years.
Yeah. They've
supplied tents that we can use in the media office. They're just great people, and I don't think they shout enough about. There's a lot of things that goes on at BudBox that you will never get to find out, and I'm not going to talk about them today because I do have to find out, because there's certain things that are brilliant, but he just likes to keep private. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain things that he does, and these are reasons that make BudBox the best tent. And I said, come on, we need to shout about that. That's fantastic. I didn't know you did that. And he's like, I know, but if other people find out to do that, then they'll start doing it. And I'm keeping me edge by keeping things close to my chest. So just trust me when I say, I will tell you as much as I can. There's a couple of things that will always have to stay secret, but just trust me when I say BudBox have some tricks up the sleeve, and those tricks are the reason why we're one of the best tents in the world.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking a lot about that, talking about the features. And one of the things, so in a good few months, this is a few months away when we're getting back into the winter months, we're going to do a series of podcasts called Deep Dives, and it's going to focus on the partners, but it'll be focused on deep dive into tents. So we're going to look at what makes a good tent. Right. Like, why should you be bothered about pole size? Why should you be bothered about plastic or metal connectors? Why you should be bothered about the different reflective materials? I'm going to do a deep dive into each product and what makes them some of the best products that you can buy. So that BudBox, absolutely over the moon to have them on the podcast this year. And if you are a tent grower, then you're going to be sick and tired of hearing us talk about them over the next year, because we've got a lot to say. And if you're a tent grower, you need to go to BudBox first and see what they've got to offer you.
Yeah,
Penultimate. We have one, and it's an interesting one. It is Gavita lighting. Ooh, Gavita! Oh, this is interesting. I'm very proud to have, in my opinion, the best horticultural light HPS in the world. Gavita have been around for a lot of years. I guarantee every single one of our listeners has heard the word Gavita.
Yeah.
They know that it's lights. It's very similar to when people say, can you pass me the Hoover? And it's a Dyson, or it's a Henry. Hoover is a brand of vacuum cleaner, and it became so synonymous with vacuum cleaners that people just say, oh, I'm going to do the hoovering up. I'm going to pass me the Hoover. Gavita is very similar. People come in and ask for Gavita, and you could literally show them any light, double-ended light, and be like, yeah, that's good. I like that one. They've just associated the word Gavita with double-ended lighting, and for a very good reason. They've been smashing it for years. Now, the reason that me and Barry did that is because we've done podcasts in the past, and Gavita went through some tough times. They went through a takeover. Where people had very contrasting opinions on it. And I have had contrasted opinions on the takeover and what it meant. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to get right into it. We're not going to shy away from the subject. But I would not have taken on Gavita as a partner if I truly didn't believe that talking about them every week was to the benefit of our listeners and growers. Whatever our job as podcast hosts is to choose a partner and talk about products that are going to do a good job for the end user. So regardless of politics or industry stuff that end users and growers really don't care about, Gavita are a boss light. And that's why they're a part of the show, because I want to have the best products as I want to have the best companies as partners of this podcast. And that's why I wanted Gavita, and we got Gavita. So I'm very happy, and we're going to be talking a lot about the Gavita products over the next year. And last but by no means least, we have another partner, Garden Culture Magazine. So everyone knows we always work closely with Garden Culture Magazine. So we'll be shouting them out. Go and buy the magazine. Don't have to buy it. Free. Yeah. It's a bonus. Go and get the magazine.
Does he have a downloaded edition?
You can go on their website, gardenculturemagazine.com. And we're going to be doing a lot for Garden Culture. I write for them. I think we might entice Barry and some of the lads to write. Write some questions down. Take some of the workload off me. But no, we're going to be just shouting out garden culture every week. We'll be once every, is it a quarter? No, once every 2 months they release the magazine, and we're going to be doing the garden culture review. But what we're going to be doing is, I've listened back to some podcasts. Going into every article is a little bit monotonous, a little bit boring. So what me and Barry are going to do, I'm going to pick my favourite 2 articles. You'll pick your favourite 2 articles, and we'll review them, and we'll go through them and talk about them, and we'll mention the other articles, and it'll be up to you whether you go and read it or not. But there's some articles out there that are genuinely interesting to some people. Beekeeping, save the bees. There's a lot of good articles on that. But for our listeners, I want to give you what you really want to listen to. And I might get hundreds of messages now going, no, we love bees, carry on talking about them. But we're going to try and talk about hydroponic subjects that you genuinely want to listen to. And if you're interested in bees, then you can go and read the article on it, because they are good articles. And that is Garden Culture Magazine. So they are the partners. That is everybody. And it's going to be a good year ahead. Also, we've been planning the podcasts. We have got some fantastic
we've got some good
guests.
ones coming up, haven't
Listen, something, when was it? End of last year, beginning of this year. I thought, I don't know what it was that happened, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to take my podcast up a notch. And the beast has been awoken. I've got some phenomenal guests. I'm going to tell you who they are. You'll know when.
Will I get a break then?
I don't know.
I'll let them sit in the seat.
So some people message me and say, I actually enjoy seeing Barry fall asleep.
Yeah.
When you're talking about
I
microbes.
can do that. If you ask them if they want it, I'll give it to them.
I've got them right in front of me, right there. I can see them. And you'll be shocked at some of the people that have been coming on. I'll tell you, I did approach. And
Don't.
No, he's not going to come on the podcast. The Gangster Gardener, love him. He's on Instagram. He does community gardens. He's very well known. He's done TED Talks. And I messaged him and said, I'd love for you to come on the podcast and talk about where you came from and what you do now and how you got there. He just messaged me back going, how much you paying?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Did he?
So just straight up, how much you paying? I went, mate, I'm not paying anything. Like, you can promote whatever you want. We've got like 60,000 downloads a month. We've got hundreds of thousands. We've got over 100,000 subscribers. Listened to in over 100 countries. Promote whatever you want. It'll help a little bit.
Just come on and talk to us.
Yeah.
And then he said, what are you paying?
Yeah, just never messaged me back. And I still like the dude. He does a boss job. We still must be small fry for him. So one day he might want to come on the podcast and I'll go,
he'll have to fucking pay us.
How much are you paying me to come on the podcast?
Yeah, you want to come on here, mate? How much are you paying us?
We'll see.
Yeah.
So they're the partners. We'll be talking more about them over the coming weeks, months, and year. And thank you very much. I made up that everyone that we wanted to stayed, and the 2 new additions, the 3 new additions, including Garden Culture, are top quality products, and I'm excited to talk about them. So I'm expecting loads of comments. When you watch this, I'll be watching it with you. I'll be commenting, so ask you questions, and I'll answer them with you. But right now, this is just me and Barry are easing our way back in. We're just easing our way back in.
There's just nothing to
It's
talk
hot
about.
outside. Yeah. We can't have the fan on.
You've got shorts on.
I've got shorts on. You've got jeans on.
Been busy today.
Have you had the air conditioner on full blast in the car?
No, I've been loading bricks and
the right bricks.
The right bricks.
Barry Builds has been busy. All you want to see is that Barry Builds needs to come up with a weight loss book, because in 3 weeks he lost like £1,000. And then
did, though, he
did do well.
And took the first 3 weeks dead serious, got on the bike,
and
loads of exercise. I must have lost. What do you reckon I lost in them 3 weeks? You could see it.
You lost your belly. I don't weigh you. I don't know what your weight is.
And I missed it. And I thought, nah, jib that, mate, I'm getting it back. So for the next 4 weeks, I does that.
Yeah.
The
Greek opened again, didn't it?
Yeah, but you try and get an order out of it. But I found a boss Indian and a boss Chinese.
Did you?
Yeah.
You told me about the Chinese. Love to get back in stock.
Honest to God, the Indian's boss.
Yeah. Well, I
know what's happened to me as well is for the first 3 weeks I was doing loads of work in the house, finishing bits off and all that. I was eating LT and stuff like that. I'm doing loads of
Oh, it was
exercise.
eggs Benedicts on toast with like parsley on top, and I was getting WhatsApp pictures going,
And then-
look at me.
And then the next 4 weeks, it just got monotonous. Riding my bike every day, twice a day, just became, I love it. I do love going on my bike, but you need something to break it up with. I love swimming.
Yeah.
They always try and drag you with me, and then I go swimming and that.
You try and drag me under.
But if I'd have had things to break it up, a bit of that, bit of this, it'd have been all right. It'd have been like I'd have been like a lean machine now.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So in the end, I ended up lying on the couch on the 4th week watching Ozark. Every box section, eating any takeaway that was on, delivering food, I was getting it.
Yeah. And now you look like Stavros Flatley.
I do, lad.
But with hair.
It's all come back.
You'll burn it off sooner.
But that's all I've done. Watch box section.
Box sets.
Box sets.
We've watched Ozark. Listen, I know you're expecting a growing podcast, but listen, just give us a fucking break. It's first one back, and we're just chilling, and we're just telling you what we've all been up to. So we have watched Ozark, and if you haven't watched it, it's like Breaking Bad.
I've already sick. Watched it. I was the first one to watch it, and then a Ben Stee on it, and every day he'd ring me, "Hey lad, I'm up to season 1, and I'm on this bit," and I'd go, "I've seen it." I was always dying to tell him what happened, but I just couldn't.
He does. He tells me what happens.
There's been some good episodes on there. I've watched Ozark, Netflix, Ozark.
Yeah.
Killing Eve was on.
Killing Eve, BBC documentary.
Yeah.
BBC One, that was.
It's on iPlayer, that isn't it? Killing Eve. I finished it last night. I haven't had time lately, but I finished it.
Killing Eve's boss. You need to watch it.
What else have I watched on it?
There's been some good documentaries.
Michael Jordan one.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. And then not the Harvey Weinstein, the fella who killed himself, who didn't kill himself, who was doing the horrible shit with, you know what I mean?
What's his name? Harvey Weinstein?
No, it wasn't him. Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein.
Yeah, I always get them two mixed up because they're both fucking. Ugh. But yeah, the fella.
I haven't watched all of it though.
Apparently, that's really good.
I haven't watched all of it.
Also, in other news, because we are in the podcast industry, Joe Rogan only went and sold his podcast to Spotify for $100 million. Oh my God! We're just. I think.
What was it on?
He put it. I don't know if it was on Spotify, but it was on YouTube. That's where everyone watched Joe Rogan's podcast, and he's now.
So now it's just on Spotify.
It's on YouTube and Spotify up until December, and then it's exclusively on Spotify, and it's getting taken off every platform other than Spotify.
So on Spotify, can you watch videos?
Well, they're going to have to build the platform now, aren't they? You're going to have to. So Spotify have done this $100 million deal with Joe Rogan, and
plus they're going to have to build the platform.
They're going to have to build the platform to compete with YouTube. So I'm just waiting for our letter off Spotify, to be honest. I think UK Mail's a bit slow.
I'm waiting for Joe Rogan to invite me on his show.
I've messaged him a few times, yeah.
Have you?
I still have hope because the little seen message on the bottom has never come up. So I've got hope. If it had been seen and he didn't reply, I'd be a bit fucked off. But no, he's never seen it. So there's still hope there that we can get Joe Rogan on this podcast. Imagine. That'd be great. But yeah, what box sets have you all been watching? I know you have all been hammering the box sets and the films.
I know. Everyone's garden looks amazing. Stephen, have you got anything to comment on? So everyone's garden.
Everyone
does look amazing.
Garden probably does look amazing, yeah.
What's up with yours? Does yours look amazing?
No.
Why? What's happened?
I focused all my time and energy on my sunflowers and my pallet chairs and my parasols.
And didn't give the grass a mention, did you?
Oh, grass is so boring. Listen, just because you've got a fucking putting green, don't be coming round judging my desert.
Grass.
Listen, there's a patch of grass where the seed actually took.
I look after my grass that much. Did I get mushrooms in my grass?
There's not mushroom in your garden, is there? With all the mushrooms.
I do get mushrooms in my grass because my grass is, my soil is that rich.
Yeah.
That good.
That good guano.
Good guano.
Oh, listen, if we ever got to a point where you'd have to be pretty self-indulgent and put yourself on a pedestal. But if you could have someone follow us with a camera, I swear to God it'd be good, because what you would see is me panicked because my car was fucked, Barry picking me up to go to work, and get in the car, and the look on Barry's face was priceless. And he goes, "Lad, I've come up this morning and I've gone outside and there's just fucking mushrooms everywhere. And you can't put a foot down without standing on a fucking mushroom. What's going on? I'm going to have to re-turf the garden. I'm going to have to rip it all up. I don't know what to do." So I rang my good mate. Oh, you rang your good friend.
Yeah.
He doesn't like being mentioned, so it's up to you whether you mention him.
Jay from Highlight.
Yeah. He knows everything there is to know about mushrooms. I see him out every weekend, Jay.
Nah, Jay knows everything you need to know about grass. Jay's like,
He's
on the
man.
ball when it comes to lawns.
So we get in touch with Jay because he's the lawn man. And we get in touch
You know,
with
when I laid the grass, he wouldn't even let me go and buy a lawnmower, you know. He made me come and pick his lawnmower. Don't cut it with a normal one. Come and pick this up. You need to cut it with my lawnmower.
and use scissors for your borders.
Yeah.
And that's why it does look good. And
But then we had to phone, who was it? Dean.
One of my good mates, Dale Toten.
Dale Toten.
He is big in the giant veg world. He's now retired from giant veg, and he's now growing in the dark with mushrooms. Your favourite, food.
I can't bear mushrooms.
For multiple reasons now.
I don't know. Anyone eats them. It grows in the dark. Oh, it's a fungus.
It's a fungi.
I just couldn't think of nothing worse, lad.
I do like a good mushroom. Portobello.
Fuck that. No chance, mate. You catch me eating
on
that
a good
shit.
breakfast. And on a steak as well. But we got it resolved, didn't we? It turned out you just have to fucking
Mow it.
blade the fuckers. Yeah,
I think,
chop 'em
though,
up.
what's going to happen is when I've read and I've asked a few other people, they've said because it's brand new and it's dead rich, it's just a perfect environment for it and stuff like that.
He makes himself feel better by saying, but my soil is just perfect, and that is why I have mushrooms.
What's it called? Jay told me. Began with an L.
What?
I can't even think of it. But anyway, I'm going to end up washing the bulk of it out within 6 months, and then hopefully it'll die off a little bit. But
Yeah. You're trying to kill a mycelium mass grown under your soil.
that's it, mycelium.
Is it? Begins with an L.
I thought it did.
Just like when you wanted me to when I wanted you to turn right.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, what else have we done? Hey, we are kayak professionals now.
Yeah, we are, aren't we, lad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Inflatable dinghies. Yeah. We've got one each. And it
Not
is...
dinghies.
No.
Proper kayak.
Rubber rapid dinghies. The rubber rapids.
What's that off? What's that for?
I don't know. We were watching an old video, weren't we? And they all got the rubber ringy dinghies. Rubber ringy rapids. And it was good fun. We did the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. And it was great. Loved it. And we're going to get out again, aren't we? So if you're into kayaking,
we want to go to Llangollen, don't we, lad?
Yes.
Or Landudno.
Can we sneak into Wales?
But we can't go to Wales because it's on lockdown.
Can we sneak in?
Like I said to Steve, though, why can't we drive right to the border of Wales, find the canal, get in it, and then go down the canal?
Yeah. And then when anyone stops us going, you're in Wales, you look like you're from England, can tell, because you're fat and old and grey. Not you, that's just all of us. I've got grey hairs coming through now, you know. I actually wasn't talking about you.
You look the same upside down.
Yeah, funny.
That fucking beard.
It's come off though, hasn't it? Listen, have you noticed? This is long. Listen, I couldn't.
Needs taking right off.
No,
I know which way you're looking at.
Not quite yet. But yeah, we've gone into kayaking in a big way. It's a good fun. Right. So if you're into kayaking, message us and we'll meet us on the Leeds-Liverpool Canal.
Well, that's starting a fucking group.
Yeah, we're starting a cult.
Okay,
no. The rubber rapid dinghy dudes.
You're on your own, mate.
So yeah, that's been good fun. Yeah. I'm about to take up resin. So I've got myself into arts and crafts. I'm going to start resining everything. Do you want me to fill your water bottle with resin?
You can do what you want, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm up to. So what else has been going on?
Nothing.
Other than
absolute shit, lad. Yeah. I'd love to sit here and talk for hours, but I've got nothing to talk about. It's absolute shit.
Yeah.
It is.
I know.
It's been absolute shit.
Well, next week's podcast is a garden culture review. We've had a garden culture magazine out that came out last week. So hats off to Eric and the whole garden culture team for making that happen during a difficult time, worldwide as well. So we're going to do a review of the garden culture magazine next week. Man. But hopefully we've got about 4, 6, maybe 8 weeks at max where things might not be, well, we probably won't be live because we're going to have to sort staff out and that takes a bit of setting up. hopefully to reduce this 2 meters to 1 meter. So
hopefully in
we can
fucking
hold
8 weeks'
hands
time, mate, this thing's all fucking start to get forgotten about and we're all back to normal.
yeah,
We can all hug.
right.
It is, though.
So next week, garden culture review. It's all a little bit weird this because I normally like to talking to people.
And Josh is
and,
there and
I
doing
know,
a
and
fucking cup of
I'm
tea.
shouting
lad,
at
and
Aiden
all
for
that.
2 coffees.
And it's just like, no one's here.
Yeah. So on that,
Doesn't it seem dead quiet?
let's be quiet.
Just listen.
Mm.
Know why? Because we're the only shop open on the estate.
Oh, the fucking road's closed as well,
The
isn't it?
road's closed. It's been a nightmare. But we're the only shop open on the estate, so it is like you can hear a fucking pin drop.
Yeah. We're like, there's a little cafe just behind us.
It's
and
usually,
below
you
us.
can usually hear them banging and slamming the fucking doors and all
Yeah.
that, but
No,
it's quiet.
it is.
There hasn't
Strange
been like
times.
the copious amounts of police cars going past that we
No, yeah.
normally hear, and motorbikes fucking revving the knackers out of them and all that. It's been good.
It has. Oh.
What?
Your other hobby. It's done.
It's done.
Finished.
It's finished. I've done that in lockdown.
Mm. You
I've
gonna
done
tell
that
them?
as well. No,
No.
I'll show them.
You show them.
I'll show them.
Oh, we're gonna have to wait a few weeks. But we're gonna have it dum da da dum da 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 dum dum. There we go. I'll just leave you with that. Right. I have been
man.
Stephen.
I'm Bazza.
And thank you very much for joining us.
It's
we'll
been
see you
great.
all
I
again.
can't wait till next time until
next
I get
week.
right into it. I feel like I've hardly said anything, but it's like
Look.
I'm looking around thinking this is fucking weird. This
I know.
mate. This is like
It's
strange. Get me out of here. I'm gonna go back home and lockdown.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Right, that's us.
See you in a bit.
In a bit.
Bye-bye.